Imagine an army that conquered the known world. The Roman Legion, a machine of discipline, steel, and blood that ruled for 5 centuries. Now, imagine that machine runs into a wall it cannot comprehend. The year is 9 AD, but instead of Germanic barbarians in the Teutoburg forest, the Romans face the 24th Marine Expeditionary Unit of the United States. 2,200 Marines, 4 M1 Abrams tanks, attack helicopters, and enough firepower to level a city. It looks like a slaughter. It looks like the Romans don't stand a chance. But you are wrong, because the Marines have only 10 days of fuel, and the Empire has millions of men ready to die. Today, we run the ultimate simulation. What happens when modern technology runs out of batteries in the ancient world? Let's find out. Phase 1. The anomalous event. The Marine unit, along with its support ships and vehicles, is instantly transported to northern Italy. Confusion reigns. GPS satellites are gone. Radio comms are static. But the commander quickly realizes the situation. They are surrounded by a hostile, primitive superpower. The Romans, seeing a strange fortress of metal and canvas, do what they do best. They assemble a legion, 5,000 men, heavy infantry, cavalry wings. They form the testudo, the tortoise formation, interlocking shields designed to deflect arrows and javelins. Phase 3. The false victory. The Marines celebrate. They are invincible. They are gods among men. The commander orders a push toward Rome to force a surrender. But this is where the simulation shifts. The Marine logistics officer runs the numbers, and his face turns pale. An M1 Abrams tank gets less than 1 mile per gallon. Even idling, it drinks fuel like water. The helicopters burn 100 gallons an hour. The expeditionary unit brought enough fuel for 15 days of standard operations. But driving heavy armor over ancient Roman stone roads ruins the suspension. Tires burst, tracks break, and there are no spare parts coming from America. Day 5. The convoy stops. The tanks are out of fuel. The commander makes a hard choice. Disable the main guns, spike the engines, abandon the armor. The most advanced war machines in history are left as 70-ton paperweights on the side of the Appian Way. The army of the 21st century is now walking, and they are carrying 80 pounds of gear each in the Italian summer heat. Phase 4. The Empire adapts. Emperor Augustus receives word of the Iron Demons. He is terrified, but he is smart. Rome did not conquer the world by being stupid. His spies report that the demons have stopped moving fast. They report that the dragons in the sky have stopped flying. Augustus issues a new order. Do not fight them. Starve them. The Romans initiate a scorched earth policy. Every village in the path of the Marines is burned. Every well is poisoned with animal carcasses. Every bridge is destroyed. The Marines have MREs, meals ready to eat, for maybe 20 days. After that, they have to hunt, but there is nothing to hunt. And then, the night raids begin. The Marines have night vision goggles. For the first 2 weeks, they own the darkness. Roman assassins trying to sneak into the camp are spotted by thermal heat signatures and eliminated silently. But night vision devices run on batteries. Lithium batteries do not grow on trees. By day 25, the goggles start to flicker and die. The Marines are now blind, just like the Romans. Phase 4. The Empire adapts. Emperor Augustus receives word of the Iron Demons. He is terrified, but he is smart. Rome did not conquer the world by being stupid. His spies report that the demons have stopped moving fast. They report that the dragons in the sky have stopped flying. Augustus issues a new order. Do not fight them. Starve them. The Romans initiate a scorched earth policy. Every village in the path of the Marines is burned. Every well is poisoned with animal carcasses. Every bridge is destroyed. The Marines have MREs, meals ready to eat, for maybe 20 days. After that, they have to hunt, but there is nothing to hunt. And then, the night raids begin. The Marines have night vision goggles. For the first 2 weeks, they own the darkness. Roman assassins trying to sneak into the camp are spotted by thermal heat signatures and eliminated silently. But night vision devices run on batteries. Lithium batteries do not grow on trees. By day 25, the goggles start to flicker and die. The Marines are now blind, just like the Romans. Let's pause the simulation for a moment and zoom in on the psychological warfare. While the main force is starving, a specialized unit is deployed, the scout snipers. The Romans rely on a strict hierarchy. Centurions and legates wear distinctive crests on their helmets. To a modern sniper using a Barrett M82 50 caliber rifle, these crests are bullseyes. The engagement distance is 1 mile. The Roman generals are sitting in their command tent, drinking wine, believing they are safe. Suddenly, the legate's head simply disappears. 3 seconds later, the sound of the gunshot arrives. Panic spreads through the Roman ranks like a virus. They believe the Marines can kill with their minds, or that they have angered Apollo, the god of archery. For 3 weeks, no Roman officer dares to wear a helmet or stand up straight. The legion is paralyzed by the fear of the invisible death. But the Marines have another nasty surprise for the Empire: the M18A1 Claymore mine. As the Romans begin to encircle the Marine positions, they try to rush across a narrow bridge at the Tiber River. 10,000 soldiers charge, screaming, shields raised. The Marines are not firing. They are waiting. When the bridge is packed shoulder to shoulder, a Marine engineer clicks the clacker detonator. A Claymore mine is a plastic box filled with C4 explosive and 700 steel ball bearings. When it detonates, it creates a kill zone 60 degrees wide. It is essentially a giant shotgun. The Marines have set up a daisy chain of 20 mines. Boom, boom, boom. In a fraction of a second, 14,000 steel balls tear through the air at supersonic speed. The front ranks of the Roman charge are not just killed, they are turned into a pink mist. Wooden shields, bronze armor, flesh. Nothing stops the steel balls. The river turns red. The Romans retreat in absolute horror. This weapon violates their concept of honorable combat. It is industrial slaughter. However, the simulation identifies a new enemy for the Americans. Something smaller than a bullet: bacteria. Modern humans have immune systems adapted to modern hygiene. We are used to clean water, antibiotics, and refrigeration. Ancient Italy is a petri dish of diseases that the modern body has forgotten. Dysentery, typhoid, malaria. By day 30, the Marine Field Hospital is overflowing. The medics have morphine and bandages, but they are running out of penicillin. Soldiers who can survive a gunshot wound are being taken down by dirty water. They are vomiting. They are feverish. The combat effectiveness of the unit drops by 40% due to sickness alone. And there is the issue of the last tank. Out of the 4 Abrams tanks, 3 were abandoned, but the commander decided to keep one. They siphoned the remaining fuel from the trucks to keep this single beast alive. It is the ace in the hole. The Romans launch a massive night attack using siege towers. Catapults fling burning pots of oil into the Marine camp. The perimeter is breached. It looks like the end. Then, the turbine of the last M1 Abrams whines to life. The tank roars out of camouflage. It doesn't use the main cannon. It simply drives. 70 tons of composite armor moving at 40 miles per hour. It smashes into the Roman siege towers. Wood splinters, stone crumbles. The tank crushes the Roman lines physically. But then, silence. The engine sputters. The last drop of JP-8 fuel burns out. The beast dies. The crew locks the hatches from the inside. They are safe inside the armor, but they are trapped. The Romans swarm over the tank like ants on a dead beetle. They bang on the hatch with swords. They try to pry it open. Eventually, they will build a fire under the tank to cook the crew alive. Or they will just wait. This is the turning point. The Marines have won every tactical engagement. They have killed 50,000 men. They have destroyed the morale of the Legion. But they are broken, sick, and out of miracles. The road to Rome is open, but it is a road of no return. Phase 5. The Siege of Capitol Hill. Day 40. A ragged force of 1,500 surviving Marines reaches the outskirts of Rome. They look less like soldiers and more like ghosts. Uniforms torn, boots falling apart, starving. They have almost no ammunition left, maybe one magazine per man. The heavy machine guns were abandoned miles ago. They storm the city. Rome is a maze of narrow streets. This is CQB, close quarters battle, in its deadliest form. The Marines push to the capital. They form a perimeter. And then, the entire city wakes up. 300,000 civilians, 50,000 Praetorian guards. They swarm the hill like ants. The Marines fire their last shots. The front ranks of the Romans drop, but the mob doesn't stop. They climb over the bodies of the dead. Click, click. The rifles run dry. Fix bayonets. The order screams across the line. Now it is steel against steel. Modern Kevlar armor is incredible. It can stop a sword slash, but it cannot cover the neck. It cannot cover the femoral artery. And it cannot stop the crushing weight of 1,000 men piling on top of you. One by one, the Marines are pulled down. They fight with the ferocity of lions, using knives, helmets, bare hands. But mathematics is undefeated. You cannot kill 1 million people with combat knives. The verdict. So, who wins? In a straight fight on an open field, the modern unit is invincible. They are gods of war. But war is not just shooting. War is logistics. War is supply chains. War is attrition. The Marines lose not because they are weak, but because they are too advanced. Their strength relies on a civilization that does not exist yet. However, there is one alternate ending. What if they didn't fight? What if the Marine commander walked into the Senate and offered a trade? We will give you the secret of gunpowder, the secret of steam power, the secret of penicillin. In exchange, make us kings. In that timeline, Rome never falls. The empire conquers the entire globe by the year 200. We would be colonizing Mars by the Middle Ages. But that is a story for another simulation. If you want to see what happens when a modern aircraft carrier travels to World War II, hit that subscribe button. You don't want to miss the next battle.